Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your January 2020 love and general reading. I am Gemstone Tarot. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, cross watchers, anybody who needs the message, you will be here. Ooh. I'm not reading reversals and I'm using the Mythic Tarot. Wowzers. Okay. Saggy. Ooh. Wow, what's at the bottom of the deck? He came up in the shuffle. King of Swords. It's making me scratch my face. Okay, King of Swords is at the bottom. The Knight of Swords is at the top. And the Page of Swords is here. So we have a complete set of sword court people, apart from the Queen. Page, Knight, King is a progression. Right, okay. January for you, Sagittarius, brings some kind of information, some kind of news. It starts out at this level and the page can be kind of social media, it can be emails, it can be texts. So if you think of the air signs of particularly Gemini, okay, you get, it's an air sign, so it's about communication. It's ruled by Mercury, who is the god of communication. This is my communication mime, and this is my computer waves going out to you. Oh my god. Okay. It starts as a rumor, you know, it's like a rumor. It's like a whisper. Can you see that coming out of the page's mouth? Like, something's in the air, okay, that you're going to want to investigate or that gets investigated for you, if that makes sense. And it doubles up. We get the Knight of Swords. I think this is Castor and Pollux, and I think it's twins, and it's a Gemini vibe, okay? Gemini people might affect you, but also Gemini things. So, Gemini things, communication, media, messages, information back and forth. Okay, it's my back and forth mime. But then we have the King. I know, so imagine this, right? Page of Swords starts out. He's not really got a horse. He seems to have like an imaginary horse, doesn't he? Because he's sort of floating in the air. Stuff is floating on the air. It develops, they get a horse, they've got some armour, there's a bit of a plan forming, can you see? You know, it's off with the swords, we're going in a certain direction, we're delivering a message. And then it all goes to this guy. It's like there's a throne all of a sudden and there's a bit of grey kind of landscape. There is the scales here, which is a Libran thing. There's the sword of truth here, and he's not looking like he's about to go for a pint with you in the pub. He's quite serious. Okay. Some of you will be dealing with a higher up at work. This is the boss card. It's can either be an individual, and if it is, know that this individual is either, now how can I put this in a polite way? I suppose in the UK we would call this a job's worth, but their attention to detail is very high, but it may not be attention to detail in a very kind of interesting way. How can I put this? They may be very addicted to the figures. They may be very into the spreadsheets, the logic, the reason. Show me how this is going to work. You know, it's not touchy-feely, show me your vision. It's show me how this is going to work. Steely gaze, pregnant pause. You know, and you're there like, well, I'm a Sagittarius, so I'll open up the heavens and I will give you a kaleidoscope. And he's like, I don't think he would do that actually. He's always got his sword like this, and he's like, show me how it's going to work. So if you are putting in for a raise, if you are approaching any kind of endeavour where there is somebody of a very kind of business-like nature that you need to impress, and I understand this, Saggy, because I'm the same. Yes, have your vision in your back pocket, your front pocket, whatever, but get your figures done, okay? Get your facts right, get the logic and the reason lined up to go with all of the nice rainbowy stuff that makes you who you are. Okay, it makes me cough just thinking about it, Saggy. Others of you, there is an interesting love situation going on right in the heart of your reading. This doesn't often come up for you, Sagittarius. Three of Swords. Bit of a love triangle. Now this is Agamemnon from the Iliad in the bath, and you know, it wasn't a good idea for him to have that bath, was it? So what happened is Clytemnestra, that's his wife, that's her lover. He was away at war, and you know, there's a big story to this, and some of you will know it and some of you won't. You don't need to know it for this tarot card, but stuff has gone down between Agamemnon and Clytemnestra before, okay? Their family history is not brilliant. They're married, he goes away to war, and on his return he thinks, I'll whack a bit of Radox in the bath, you know, let's relax, and look what happens. Okay, notice the swords form a triangle. There's a triangulation. So for some of you, this is you, another person and an ex. It can be anything, but it's a triangulation. I'm feeling this triangulation. And this could be as well, if the Page of Swords, the Knight of Swords and the King of Swords is to do with an air sign person or somebody who is detached. This could be to do with that because, of course, we're in the sword family again. We're in the Three of Swords, which I think is Libra, okay? Doesn't mean you're dealing with a Libra, but it means you're dealing with balancing. And remember that the king had a set of scales. Libra is about finding harmony within a situation, and somehow, Sagittarius, in January, you need to make harmony out of this triangulation thing. I know, sort of triangle. Okay, and flanking, if you like that word, flanking the Three of Swords, I've got the Hanged Man. Now this is Prometheus. Prometheus was pretty much a Sagittarian kind of a guy, okay? So Prometheus thought, well, Prometheus, I think, discovered fire. Now that is a big deal because you're a fire sign, but it's also a big deal because look what we do with it. You know, we cook with it, we heat with it, we eat with it, we light with it. Pretty much it makes life, you know, bearable. And Prometheus thought in his generosity, and Saggy, you are ruled by Jupiter, which is a very lucky and generous planet. Prometheus thought he'd better share this with the humans, okay? He was like, oi, humans, guess what you can do with these sticks? And Zeus was really annoyed because I think it's, you know, the Olympian gods can be a little bit elitist and they don't like to share their treasures with the humans if they don't have to. So Zeus got this kind of purgatory for Prometheus where he was hanging upside down, and this bird, which I don't know what it is, would peck out his liver every day. And then every day, and this is how the Greeks were clever really, well, the Greeks were clever in millions of ways, but the liver does renew itself, and in this myth it renews itself every day, and every day he pecks it back out again. I know, that is a punishment, isn't it? Now, you know, he does actually get released from purgatory in the end, but the Hanged Man with the Three of Swords, okay, there's something, a bit of suspension, you know, in the triangular nature of this situation. And then the High Priestess on the other side, okay? Now the High Priestess, this is a woman holding a pomegranate. If you watch my daily readings, you will know that when you see a woman holding some fruit, it's probably a love triangle. Stuff's going down when women hold fruit. She's cupping a pomegranate. Okay, this is Persephone. This is the daughter of Demeter. And Persephone went down into Hades, which she shouldn't really have done, but she was curious and she ate some pomegranate. This is the important part. And then Pluto, the god of death, or Hades, said, because you've eaten that pomegranate, I'm going to claim you for 3 months of the year. You know, he actually wanted her for all of the year, but her mother Demeter, who is the empress and who gets the crops to grow in the 9 months of the year, she did a bargain with him because she was desperate to get her daughter back. And the bargain is that Persephone spends winter down in Hades and 9 months up in the normal world with Demeter, her mother, okay? So for 9 months, Demeter, which happens to be the time it takes to grow a baby, which is spring, summer and autumn, stuff grows, and then in the winter, nothing grows because Demeter is mourning that her daughter has gone downstairs. Now, what does this mean to you, Sagittarius? There is a need to go downstairs, subconscious, okay? There are hunches, there are intuitions. The pomegranate is used as a fruit of knowledge because it contains loads of seeds, and that's why in mythological stuff, there's always loads of pomegranates. Sometimes in other tarot decks, you will see the High Priestess, and there will just be this, like, what looks to me like a wardrobe of pomegranates studded behind them because of all of the knowledge, okay? Now, the Hanged Man and the High Priestess represent Pisces, so you may be dealing with Piscean people, but also you are in some kind of spiritual suspension in a love triangle situation, okay? High Priestess, Hanged Man are both, I mean, Hanged Man is a Neptunian card. Neptune is an ancient ruler of Pisces. High Priestess is a clairvoyant. It's the card of the spiritual person, okay? You may not get your answers straight away. If you got your Hangman and your High Priestess, we're not talking. It's in complete contrast to having the Page of Swords, the Knight of Swords and the King. You've got all of the information, but the spiritual side of things hasn't caught up with it, okay? Interesting. I will be doing an extended reading, Saggy, and the link will be in the description box. And it sounds like I'm going to have a lot to say. Okay, now, Eight of Cups. Saturn in Pisces. Okay. Which kind of looks, yeah, that's Psyche. Psyche and Eros, another myth about love, okay? This is when Psyche's given up on Eros and she goes. She loves him. Eight of Cups is a walking off card. It's an exit card. It's also here an eclipse card. Now there is an eclipse. There was an eclipse on the 26th of December in Capricorn. But I feel like this is on the 10th of January. There's an eclipse in Cancer. Some of you may need to walk away from the triangle, or someone else might walk away from the triangle, in which case it may be a triangle no longer, okay? This is good. We like this energy. And in here is the Knight of Wands. Now this is much more you, Sagittarius. Something causes, and remember that Prometheus energy of, you know, giving the fire to the humans. It reminds me of that, okay? It reminds me of that. When you get the Knight of Wands, it's a sudden arrival of something, and it's the impetus that goes. I think mid-January, that an impetus builds in something, and it could be this Three of Swords, or it could be in a work situation where things get a bit, this is what Sagittarians can do. Something that maybe was quite ordered and balanced may become unbalanced, and it's going to bother all of the more kind of like cautious people in the building, but it's not going to bother you. I think you're going to find it quite exciting. Then we get the Four of Wands. Now, the Four of Wands, 11-11, you have the Four Wands, 2 sets of 2. This is a nice card, okay? This is some kind of level of celebration. It's a level of union. It's a lot more touchy-feely and friendly than the Three of Swords. Somehow, mid-January, something happens which is transforming a cold Three of Swords, Agamemnon in the bath situation into a warm Four of Wands. Jason and the Argonauts were well on the way to getting the Golden Fleece, okay? Itchy nose. Yeah, I like that. Let's have some Chuck Spezzano love cards for you, Sagittarius. In the extended, I'm going to look at the Eight of Cups, the Hangman, the Three of Swords, and the High Priestess, I think. Because those are the most intriguing. Yay! Wowzers. Okay. Itchy nose. Right, Chuck Spezzano love cards withdrawal. Do you remember something happens with this 8 of Cups and the 3 of Swords that stops it from being a triangle? Somebody withdraws, as the actress said to the bishop, okay? But I like this because look what comes next. You get the luck card of romance. This is a kind of a dating card. It's a nice card, especially for Sagittarians to get. It's a romance, it's dates, it's good times coming in after whatever it was that took to make that triangle now, I don't know, I suppose a straight line. If you take away one side of a triangle, what have you got? I don't know, okay? But it's not a triangle anymore. And then you also get the luck card of come hither, which means your attraction is good, okay? This woman with this bejeweled bush here is emanating these rays of attraction, okay? So male or female Sagittarius, you've got it going on. That's all you need to know. But I feel like the reason you've got it going on is to do with this Knight of Wands kind of busting in, kicking one side of the triangle. Don't go kicking anyone. But the triangle gets dismantled somehow, okay? Yes, it does, baby. Look at this. Wisdom of the Oracle, Colette Baron Reid, not for you. It's a chess game. There is a, what do they call that? Fortune cookie, and there's a tag on it that just says, nope. I love that. It's like, nope. You didn't even have to break open the fortune cookie to get that message, okay? I love it. Right, let's have a healing with the angels card, then I'll do the extended. Nope. Oh, weird. Okay. I said nope, but that one came out on its own, so we'll have to have it, and it's dreams. Now, remember, you've got the High Priestess, and that's all about the subconscious, about going downstairs. It's all about the dreams. This one, yes. Yes, Saggy. Oh, my God. One moment, please. My God, did that feel like your card? That dreams one was all a bit like, and then this one, it was like, yes. Those of you that watch my dailies know exactly what I'm doing. I'm putting on my tiara because, baby, look what you've got. You got miracles. I can say, it's not, you know, a bit like your children, but I can say this is my favourite card of all of my decks. It's amazing. Look out for miracles. Expect them, enjoy them. They're coming, okay? Oh my God, that's gorgeous. Okay, Saggy, if you want to join me on the extended, click the link below. Subscribe to the channel. Do hit the like button, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.